The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
It sounds like your theater experience was a lot better than mine. And I'm only saying that because I see it in the same theater that I always see it in. You've got to experience this in a couple of different ways, and I'm jealous as fuck.
Sir, I have a job.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to episode 226 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
And we are going to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, fucking finally. Because, you know, the spoiler embargo is gone. Because we kicked that wall over and burnt the shit to the fucking ground.
Never mind the fact that we were both just super busy and could not fit it in to our schedule. We're just going to pretend like we waited for the embargo.
That's right. Because as you're hearing this, everything that we have recorded this month has been completely out of order. Do we give a fuck? Nah. Kinda, but nah. Not really.
The fact that every time we go to record, we have to go, all right, what fucking episode is this? Oh, shit. 250. What the fuck?
Scheduling sucks ass. But fear not. You know what doesn't suck ass? This movie.
Yeah, dude, this shit was fucking rocking.
Look, Sam Raimi has had a triumphant return to Marvel in general. I mean, his last outing with Marvel was the Spider-Man trilogy. And quite frankly, I was very surprised and happy at the same time when they announced him to take this movie over.
Oh, dude, whenever they announced this movie, I was like, well, that's fucking perfect. Like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, considering what we got because of it, at first it was like, oh, the material is totally perfect. But then I was like, okay, they were talking about making it a horror movie at first. And then when they brought him in, I was like, oh, this just fucking went from 0 to 90 so fast.
That's the thing is, for the first time since the MCU really became established, I was like, oh shit, this one might be the one that's rated R. I don't know.
See, a lot of people thought that. And of course, Sam was pushing the PG-13 envelope a little bit with Drag Me to Hell, which I fucking love that movie too. This one I loved because it broke the Marvel Cinematic Universe formula.
It did. It really did.
And which I think a lot of people that didn't care for this one as much, that was their problem. They're like, oh, it was so different than the rest. Well, fucking good.
That's the thing too, is like, are these not the same people that were like, it's too formulaic? Now you're getting something different and you're still gonna bitch? Like, what do you want?
Ain't nobody happy these days. You know that.
I know, but it's like, come on, guys.
I was appreciative of the fact that they were like, oh, we're going to bring they're going to bring Rachel McAdams back and bring some of the principal cast back. Because I was like, how are they going to work her in? And the way they did with her was awesome. Like, big part of the story, but not big part of the story.
She was a domino effect, really. Where she probably filmed her stuff in like 2 days.
Probably.
And yet she was a prominent role in the film just by the association.
And again, this is not like a front to back breakdown analysis of the film. This was just a fun fucking ride. If anything, this was like the popcorn movie that Marvel needed to put out after a lot of the heaviness we've had.
Which is so weird because visually, we see a lot of characters die. We see a whole lot of shit that's going to carry over movie to movie. It's like, this is not a skippable movie in terms of what all happens, what all is implied and everything. But just like Rachel McAdams, it's going to be a domino movie. Where if you do, for some reason, skip it, I feel like you'll be able to catch up with what you missed pretty easily, but also don't miss it because it's fucking rad.
Yeah, and a lot of those same people out there probably didn't watch WandaVision.
That is true. So I'm curious to see how they did with this movie.
I would be interested to see or hear that aspect from somebody.
Yeah.
Just because everybody that I know, I mean, you included, obviously, everybody that I know keeps up with the MCU on television as well as the films in general. And by the way, if you're listening to this episode, there's a reason we didn't include this in our 27 film ranking episode that came out last week, is because, one, we're just now getting around to recording this review. Two, we hadn't seen it when that episode was recorded.
Yeah, that's why we said 27, not 28. Dumbasses.
Yeah, but I got to tell you right now, as I probably said, it's been a while since I've heard that recording. This absolutely became a top 15 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my list right now. It trumps the original, which I had at 14.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably anywhere between 13 and 11 would be a safe space for it.
Yeah.
You know, like those three numbers could be interchangeable.
Right. And again, the visuals in this film are fucking amazing. The fact that they bravely, ingeniously went with having the Darkhold give Wanda the Scarlet Witch powers and turn her into a villain, which I don't know how many people out there that watch this movie that are extremely familiar with Sam Raimi's work put together the fact that he treated the Darkhold like the Necronomicon in this movie.
Oh, I definitely caught that, and I fucking loved it.
I did too. I mean, basically, this is the MCU's Necronomicon Ex Mortis. And before I dive into the rest of it, in the end credits, when they finally, you know how these movies are now just bringing the titles up at the end credits. It's very rare that you see, hell, any movies these days, it's very rare you see the title card at the beginning of the movie anymore.
Yeah.
The font of, in the Multiverse of Madness, was the Army of Darkness font.
Trust me, I synced it.
I synced it. It was awesome as fuck.
Dude, that whole thing, I was like, ooh, what is this feeling I have?
I know. Danny Elfman composing the score to the film.
He did so fucking good.
He always does so good. He always tries, damn it. From front to back, very good action sequences. Hell, there's a lot of time in the movie, especially when the Scarlet Witch launches the attack on Wong and everybody at the temple. Holy shit, like the amount of death that rained down on all of them. She was just like, nah, fam. Fuck you.
She didn't give a fuck, dude.
No, she really didn't. And look, I'm just going to say it right now. I think this movie proves that in that mindset that she's in and having the Darkhold and being the Scarlet Witch, she's definitely the most powerful Avenger and could have easily fucking just killed Thanos.
Oh yeah, I believe so. Really, that it is that point though. It's got to be in that mindset, you know. Like, put it to you this way: Wanda could not have defeated Thanos. The Scarlet Witch could have fucking creased that man.
Dude, yeah, she'd have turned him into like fucking purple dust and just gone like right out of the palm of her hand.
Oh yeah, dude, she would have toyed with him. She would have had fun with it. Dude, if the Scarlet Witch heard Thanos say, "I killed that robot," bruh, she would have made him suffer so bad.
Like just have him trapped in his own fucking head.
Oh my God, that visual.
Imagine her trapping him in a reality where he thinks he's won, but he's really just imprisoned the whole time and just letting him live that and then snapping his ass out of it, letting him realize what the fuck, and then just ending his ass.
Dude, that shit would have been so fucking cool.
Right?
Where's that what if episode?
Yeah, no shit. But on this ride, we got Doctor Strange in the motherfucking house trying to make shit right, dealing with his own trauma still and dealing with his past. He still can't let go of Christine.
Two things. Number one, I love the fact that in no reality that we know of does he ever get her.
Right. Doctor Strange be like, damn it, now it means I got to go get some Strange in another land.
Dude. Also, I loved the little moment where people are like, was that really the only way that you guys could have won? And he's like, yeah. Because if you really look at Stephen Strange's face, I don't know if it's just me, but there's a little hint of I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, he's just not completely sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, what if there was one more reality? Because you got to think, in the multiverse that had Reed Richards and everything, Thanos was defeated. Granted, Strange had the Darkhold, but it's still like, no, that's not the only way.
Right.
So it makes me wonder, well, shit, that... First of all, plot hole on Infinity War, unless they knew from the beginning that this was going to bleed into it. But also, it's like, well, fuck, hold on. Tell me more of this. And how easy was it? Because everybody is still standing. So I'm like, to me, because that's the thing too. We're going way off topic, but hold on. So everybody is making fun of how Reed Richards is the smartest man alive, and he got fucking folded in 5 seconds. Motherfucker, his squad beat the piss out of Thanos with seemingly little trouble.
I mean, there's a reality, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the same fucking reality, or one of the same realities, where Doctor Doom just fucking fist pumps his goddamn arm straight through Thanos' heart.
Yeah. Here's what I'm getting at, though. The Illuminati here, particularly Reed Richards, is not stupid. I fully believe that he is the smartest man in the multiverse. He's just arrogant.
Reed Richards was always an arrogant asswipe in that regard, though. I mean, okay, this is something we probably won't see, which I want to point out before I go any further, that seeing John Krasinski being Reed Richards was fantastic. No pun intended.
Dude.
But god damn it, if that is not the most perfect casting. And if they're going to let Stephen Strange be represented by Benedict Cumberbatch in all these universes, who's to say we're not going to get John again as Reed Richards?
Oh, I have no doubt that we won't. Like, we will get him.
Give me Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman.
That's the one where I'm like, I don't know, but John is definitely coming back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt, though, I don't know, just because she has said, yeah, it's really not my thing.
It's his wife.
That's true. Like, I don't know. I can see it going either way.
I could see him directing that movie, too.
Ooh, that'd be a lot of fun.
Exactly. So, getting on track with what I was saying a while ago, put Reed Richards, put Tony Stark, put Stephen Strange, put Bruce Banner all in the same fucking room and have those goddamn nerds just face to face with each other and their respective egos, which Bruce Banner probably has the least amount of ego.
Comparatively, yeah, absolutely.
I think it would really come down to Richards and Stark.
Yeah. Because Stephen Strange is like, I always got the sense of like, he's a genius with anatomy, but I feel like his genius is limited in terms of mechanics, science in general. I'm not a huge expert in his comic book lore, but in none of the comics that I've read was he doing like some absurd fucking genius level shit aside from surgeries.
No, but I think the power of having the time stone and being able to visit all of these realities, we're talking MCU here, visiting the realities, and then even some of the lore of him reading all of these mythical and mystical arts, knowing what he knows, like there's no question at hand that any time that he has seen himself in a different universe, he's a smart motherfucker.
Oh, absolutely.
But to bounce off of that, we forgot one thing that is holding all this together and making this movie possible, and that is America Chavez, which I fucking adored her portrayal in this movie, and a great way to introduce her. We didn't need an overbearing entry for her. It literally was handled when they were just walking in one of the multiverses and she stepped on that circle that lets you see parts of your past. We got a whole ass explanation that she accidentally triggered the disappearance of her moms. Holy shit. Marvel out here really doing the work and being like, hey, we realize damn near nobody knows who this character is, which is honestly a fucking shame because she's a fantastic character.
Yeah.
And again, it was a really cool way to put a young Avenger, because I'm pretty sure they're building some of that up, with Stephen Strange, it was a great pairing. He's a good mentor. You know, he kind of sees what he has to do in the long run, because this character, America, was afraid that he was going to fucking murder her ass, because in any other universe, he fucking would have. But I enjoyed all of that interaction. Now, as far as the direction, the camera work, the all of that shit, like the visuals, easily picking out tracking shots that were used from The Evil Dead.
There were so many times where I was like, this is the most Sam Raimi thing I've seen in so long.
Look, let me tell you this. If I was not a Marvel fan whatsoever, which is probably a hard thing to believe, if I was not a fan of any of this shit whatsoever, I would have seen this movie because it was a Sam Raimi directed film.
And his fingerprints are all fucking over it.
Yeah, and again, that's another thing that people had a problem with, is they're like, oh, it broke the formula. Fucking good. I'm glad it broke the formula, and it was his signature all over it. I mean, it worked from the tracking shots, from the Bruce Campbell cameo.
Loved it.
Fucking Pizza Papa.
Dude, and also, though, even the color palette, the color palette and the filtering and all of that stuff, it didn't seem quite as, almost like a steel blue tint to it that a lot of Marvel movies have had in recent memory. This one, it was vibrant. It was bright. Looked great. It looked like a Sam Raimi movie.
That was the fun part, is the fact that he kind of combined the visual and scope of his time in the original Spider-Man trilogy, while also kind of pulling from his past, pulling in shit from Darkman and Evil Dead 2 and, you know, things like that. And then on top of the fact that Sam has done drama films before too.
Yeah.
So Sam is a very well-rounded director who fans of his just can pick his visual style out of. But it all worked here. What really made Scarlet Witch a compelling villain for me, she's a mom, dude.
Yeah, they'll beat your ass.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look at it from her standpoint. Me as a parent, I can't say that I would not have done the same thing. Given, like, the fact that she's also possessed by this power, and it's going to make her give in to even the most slight temptation of literally anything. Like, fuck any reality, I just want my kids. I cannot say that I wouldn't have done the same fucking thing. It goes back to having villains in these movies that are 100% in the belief that they are doing the right thing. And then you have Stephen Strange that doesn't necessarily want to fucking kill her, because he's like, I know she's corrupted by the Darkhold. How can we compromise? And then there's your struggle right there. It's like Wong, who is like, dude, at one point Wong is like, kill the kid, it's the only fucking way. Or you gotta kill Wanda, it's the only way. You gotta kill yourself, it's the only way. He don't want to sacrifice himself.
And you know what I love about this is it shows some character development with Strange. The Doctor Strange from the first movie would have been like, kill her. The Doctor Strange in Infinity War and Endgame would have said, kill her. It was Spider-Man that made him go, there are other ways of doing this.
Yes,
we can handle this like humans.
Fucking thank you for bringing that up. That's something a lot of people left out of talking about this film, is the impact that Peter Parker had on Steven.
Yeah. It stuck out to me. I was like, holy fucking shit. He forgot Peter Parker, but he didn't forget his lessons.
Exactly.
That's good shit.
That's what we call long-term storytelling, people.
And subtly at that.
Exactly. Gentlemen, Father's Day is just around the corner, and our friends at Manscaped are here to ensure that all the father figures out there are looking like daddy material this June. Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0, which includes their signature Lawnmower 4.0, is the perfect bundle to tackle any and all old man hair from head to toe. This right here, this is no dad joke. Treat him and yourself and join the 4 million other men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Trust me, your dad bod will thank you. Manscaped is designed with fathers in mind, and the Performance Package 4.0 is here just in time for your dad's special day. Inside the package, he'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant? The Crop Reviver Toner? Performance Boxer Briefs? And a Shed Travel Bag to hold his goodies.
If I get my dad this for Father's Day, will he, talk to me?
Yeah. First off, let me start by saying the Lawnmower 4.0 will be the official MVP of Father's Day. Has your dad been using the same trimmer for his body and face? Bruh, throw that shit out the window and give him the upgrade he deserves.
Like a new mom?
Oh, not exactly. But wait, there's more. Manscaped just launched their brand new Boxers 2.0 that are, dare I say, the best boxers ever. We all know dads love their comfort. With summer just around the corner, the Boxers 2.0 are here to save every father from the uncomfortable heat. These new boxers are packed with the revolutionary features that include the Jewel Pouch, designed to cradle his boys in their own special space. This right here is a game changer. Whether he's mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, or golfing in the sun, or finding a better sun in general.
Wait, what?
These moisture-wicking boxers breathe without breaking a sweat. Dads, buy this for yourself. Sons, buy this for you and your dad. Ladies, buy this for your man. Get 20% off and free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Again, that is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. Shake what your mama gave you? Nah, fam, shake what your daddy gave you.
Hi, I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
And we host the Muck Podcast, where we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics.
Hey, Tina, did you know that Elvis crashed the Nixon White House for the sole purpose of getting a DEA badge? And it worked?
What? Or how a gun control advocate senator out of California engaged in gun trafficking with notorious gang leader Shrimp Boy?
Shrimp Boy, I remember him. Okay, so, we cover all of that and more from maladies, madness, mischief, and murder in U.S. politics.
And we also host a bi-weekly interview segment called Lil Muck.
We interview politicians, journalists, activists, and others who share their experiences in politics.
Find the Muck Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts and check us out on social media at the Muck Podcast.
Now, the big rumor is that about 40 minutes of this was cut. I would be curious to see, number one, whose call was that? Was it Sam that was like, yeah, this is kind of filler? Or was it studio involvement?
Sam has come out and said that his goal was to always trim the fat off of this film and make it a little more streamlined. But I'm curious to see what wound up on the cutting room floor, because one of the biggest rumors, and I would love to get into the entire Illuminati right now. One of the biggest rumors is that there was Tom Cruise being the superior Iron Man.
Yes, I did hear that.
Which, even if it was as short-lived as the rest of them, like Captain Carter, Reed Richards, Black Bolt, I mean, fuck, even Captain Marvel. Dude, that would have been fucking cool as shit. I understand getting a lot of that cut down for time, but even just having that and having Charles Xavier basically be the 1994 X-Men version of Charles Xavier that we've always wanted, right up into the musical cue in the yellow fucking wheelchair.
Bruh. Here's my thing, though. Do you think Tom Cruise... Because, okay, this rumor, was it... Oh, no, this is in the script, but we never filmed it? Or if they did film it? Because my question is, I personally... Dude, it's hard for me to imagine Tom Cruise being like, oh, yeah, I'll do a quick little appearance and then die immediately.
I think he would have done it.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know.
I can see him being the type of person that would do it. I just do. And especially if they ever started thinking we can do different universe films now, because they've actually actively mentioned different Earth numbers in this movie.
Yeah, I think that would be a difference maker for somebody like Tom Cruise. Because I don't know, maybe it's the media at play, but I always kind of pictured him to be kind of like a stick up when it comes to these things. Kind of not a mark, but just sort of, no, this is how it's going to go for me.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the pictures that Tom is in, some of his own money comes out of it. He's a producer on some of them. If he's a hired gun. If he's a hired gun, Disney has like, fuck you money. And they're like, you don't understand, you Scientology bitch. This is our fucking playground. I'm just saying.
Right.
Like, He's got Top Gun. He's got fucking Mission Impossible. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Dude, I'm so excited for Top Gun.
Yeah. That's my point, though. He's got his own little playground over there. Like, Disney could easily have been like, oh, well, fuck you. We'll get somebody else and face map you and good luck suing us. You know, like, you signed a dotted line somewhere. Like, fuck off. We have you. So, my question is that now, what do you do with the X-Men? Like, outgoing? Because, like, a lot of people thought this was a good way to introduce the X-Men, which, again, it was a good way to, like, tying in the What If series with Captain Carter, obviously. We know that a Fantastic Four film is coming. It was a nice nod to Xavier. He had much more of a role than I thought he was going to have. I mean, up until the point where he actually used his fucking powers to enter her fucking mind and try to pull her out of some fucking rubble. And he's walking in a turtleneck looking like fucking Steve Jobs.
What was that fucking movie, though, that it was a clear visual homage to where Wanda was like crawling through, like all creepy, like The Ring, maybe?
I think so, yeah, because, you're talking about when she was coming out of the mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't The Ring, it could have been The Grudge. I mean, Sam Raimi produced 2 American remakes of The Grudge.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I know this shot. I know it. And it was bugging me the whole time.
Well, then there was also the gag where Strange trapped her in that glass dome kind of, thing. And when she puts her hand through the water.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2. Like,
dude,
when
I
Ash.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, we could sit and talk about this movie, with all of its references and stuff all day and where it ranks in the MCU. I think at the end of the day, it's a very formidable entry. And a lot of people are not giving it enough praise, and it needs the praise. I mean, I
think it's because we are such diehard Sam Raimi fans and we see what we're watching.
Right.
Not to sound like we're more intelligent. No, we just know these movies that it's referencing.
Yeah, it's definitely not elitism. I like that, and if that's the vibe we're putting off, that's definitely not it at all. Trust me.
God, no. It's just kind of like, I think we got more of a kick out of it than a lot of other people.
Sure, and I mean it's there for, honestly, and again, this isn't like an elite statement, but it's there for the fans like us that know the director and the material. Now, people that only know the MCU, I kind of understand their gripe with the formula is different, dude. But change is good sometimes, my guy. I mean, fuck, this could potentially give Marvel the mindset of, oh, maybe we can finally let most of our directors put their own touch and signature on some of these movies. Because I got to tell you, if John Krasinski signs on to play Reed Richards and directs the Fantastic Four movie, because he's directed the last couple of movies he's been in.
And he did a phenomenal job.
Oh, yeah. The dude's attention to detail is great. Just everything about, like, he's got so much potential to make the Fantastic Four finally be a good launching point for their own franchise. We're finally at a moment where Reed Richards' character may be taken a little more fucking seriously than we've seen him in the past. I enjoyed the screen time he had, and just the short time that he had. Is it weird for me to be like, oh yeah, that's the best Reed Richards I've seen? Probably weird to say, but I fucking dare you to find me a better portrayal than that. I didn't mind the Roger Corman portrayal, but if we're going where this is going as far as comic direction goes, this is my Reed Richards, dude.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, just the way that he carried him, presented himself.
The thing about him in this movie that I thought was a nice touch, and it was very subtle, he was the only person in the Illuminati that was sitting there being like, well, let's see what both sides think.
Mm-hmm.
Weighing his options out. And Charles Xavier, too. I mean, the line that he delivered to Steven when he started telling him where to go and how to escape, I was getting choked up. I was like, oh man, Patrick Stewart gonna make me cry. I love that man so much, dude. But that, I think, might be the biggest draw to this film, for a lot of people. It's like, oh, we're getting like these kind of references now. We're getting like the Illuminati, and we're getting a lot of people, myself included, are sitting here like this could be the potential for a Secret Wars kind of film with like the talk of the incursions and all that. Now, before anybody listening out there rolls their eyes and says anything, I'm talking about a 2015 Secret Wars adaptation. I am not talking about the one from the 80s. Hell, and if anything, we get pieces from that. Hell, it's not going to be a full-blown ass Secret Wars adaptation. They're going to probably going to use the name and some of the characters.
It'll be the same thing that we got with Civil War. Pretty
much. And again, this all factors in with Kang the Conqueror. Because now we're like, everybody's like, oh, hey, the first fucking Infinity Saga. That was like the big opening. We're in the fucking Multiverse Saga now. This is not anything like we experienced with the last 3.5 phases, okay? This is without a doubt. And I remember, I probably said this before, but I remember on the Endgame review calling Kang the Conqueror being the next big bad guy. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's going to be in the third Ant-Man film in Quantumania. He's one of the main villains in that one. He's been in Loki. He's just kind of getting dropped here and there because, I mean, that's the thing that I'm going to like about this. He's not going to be like as upfront as Thanos is. He's just kind of there. And then once he fucking pops up, it's like, oh shit, this guy can traverse time, no problem. America Chavez can break the fucking multiverse open and travel at will, no problem. What the fuck do you think's going to happen if he gets a hold of her?
Dude, that shit's gonna be fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. If Kang gets a hold of America Chavez, not only can he traverse time, he can traverse time in any multiverse, like any universe that he fucking wants. And this might be just me being way the fuck off, but to me, she is gonna be Kang's Infinity Gauntlet and the Stones. That fucking one person.
Ooh.
Where he's like, I have all this fucking potential. But what happens when I can control multiple universes? Goddamn, dude. Like, the potential is so high. And a lot of people sitting there, Multiverse of Madness was fucking terrible. No, think about the shit we just talked about. Think about all the potential for the future of the Multiverse Saga in this one film that got introduced.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on this fucking movie.
No, dude. The only thing that I have, like, hopes for in terms of this movie, like, going forward is the fact that it's made so much fucking money already. It's already made more than the first movie did in its entirety. This one beat in 10 days. So I'm like, okay, so it's cool. They're going to keep going in this direction. It's fine. You know, they're going to listen to their directors. Everything's going to be cool. Money talks. They're not worried about a bunch of internet people.
And again, a lot of things that we've talked about, and we haven't even touched on Clea appearing at the ass end of this motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
Which, for those of you out there not in the know, Charlize Theron debuted as Clea in this film.
That shit threw me off.
I was excited as fuck. Well, Clea becomes Steven's wife eventually in the comics, which...
I'm saying, like, the casting, that was one that I didn't expect to see.
I was excited as shit because that is, think about it this way, like all the big names we've had in the MCU, we're finally starting to get some fucking woman power in this motherfucker, dude, and I'm excited as hell about it. Like, you've got fucking Elizabeth Olsen, you got Brie Larson, you got Charlize Theron, you've had Angelina Jolie, and the rest of them, fucking Peggy Carter had a more prominent role in this. I was excited for her to come back. I love seeing all these characters come back. And Jesus Christ, I know I'm missing a ton of people, but like, what a debut for like America Chavez's character. And then like, my God, I'm excited as fuck to see what they do with Clea because she's already powerful. She's a fucking sorceress, man. And her just like rolling up in there. I was in the theater and I heard people in the back, who the fuck was that? I'm like, oh my God, you ain't even ready, boy. It's like, you are not fucking
Probably
ready.
The same people that didn't understand the third eye thing.
I know, right? Like, I fucking loved that. It was fucking hilarious. Like, when he just like, and a good Sam Raimi kind of ending, you know?
Yeah.
Like, well, for the bookend before the credits, you know?
That's where I thought. I was like, that's the most Sam Raimi way you could have capped this off.
And I mean, the other Sam Raimi way to cap it off is to, again, use another Evil Dead 2 reference when the Pizza Papa beats the piss out of himself with his hand.
I was noticing that. I was looking at it. I was like, This motherfucker.
I know. And then at the post credits, it's over. Like, God damn it. I love Bruce Campbell so fucking much, dude.
I know.
But yeah, like I said, like we're telling you, don't fucking sleep on this movie. It's damn good. It's an important entry. Like, don't fucking miss this one. Definitely check it out while it's in theaters. It's a good theatrical experience.
I think I would have liked 10, 15 minutes more of actual multiverse madness, you know, of them traveling, like just a few more trippy visuals with it. Like, by no means was it bad in terms of the quantity of trippy Doctor Strange shit. Like, we got more than enough, but it just specifically multiverse related.
Right. I mean, we got Sinister Strange.
Yeah.
That fucking zombie.
Oh, so good.
Strange. That was some of the best visual looking shit that I saw in this movie, was whenever he gathered all the damned souls and
made the cloak with them.
Dude, that's makes my dick hard. Okay, I'm just going to say it. My God, that shit's good. And to leave y'all with this, I don't believe that... the Scarlet Witch is dead. Wanda is not dead. At least the Wanda we saw, quote unquote, getting crushed in the temple. She ain't dead. I think the Scarlet Witch is dead. Elizabeth Olsen, as far as I have read, recently has signed a new like re-up on her contract.
Okay.
So we'll definitely be seeing more of her.
Dude, how fucking sick was it to see the two Doctor Stranges fight with actual music notes?
Dude, that shit was amazing. I fucking loved it.
Fucking cool.
That was one of the coolest visual musical gags.
Yeah, that's one of those moments that it's like, this should be simple to think about, but I'm so jealous that I didn't think of it, because it's like, it's so upfront in your face that you should have thought of that, but you didn't. It makes you feel dumb, because it's like, oh my God, that's so fucking genius, but it was staring at all of us right in the face.
Yeah, it really was. A lot of the things in this movie that had surprised me, which I shouldn't have been surprised by, but I was really like, fucking A. I enjoyed how much they pushed the envelope on the rating.
Yes. Yeah.
Because this is proof that, hey guys, this movie's PG-13. There is a reason the number 13 is in this movie. You probably ought to research the movie you're trying to take your fucking 6 and 7-year-old children to see. Of course, they're going to be frightened. This was front street, a horror movie directed by a primarily horror film director. And we know how violent movies like The Dark Knight got to be on a PG-13 rating, getting away with shit. Drag Me to Hell was pretty fucking violent for a PG-13 rating. Oh, it should have been R-rated. No, it was rated exactly as is.
Yeah.
You're just a bitch.
It's like, what was it? Rambo Last Blood. They were like, this should have been X-rated. No, not necessarily.
No.
It definitely pushed what you would quintessentially think of an R rating. But no, it got an R rating because it's fucking rated R. Same with this. It's pretty PG-13.
Yeah, if they would have had like gory blood and guts everywhere, sure. If they would have had cussing, sure.
I think that's what solved the issue, though, was like Sam Raimi kind of, not to say that he himself cracked the code, we've all known this, but a lack of gore equates to you can get away with a lot of physical violence.
Very true. And even if he wanted to, pro tip for those of you out there, just change the color of your quote blood and you'll get away with damn near anything. He could have made it putrid purple and green and fucking orange and black. You get away with it.
Yeah. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, again, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Catch it in theaters. Don't sleep on it. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network at oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Buy some merchandise. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, and GoodPods. Thank you for hanging out with us for the entire month, talking some smack about Marvel. Not quite sure what we're going to get into in the month of June, but we'll definitely be there. to keep your ear holes company. And your mom. Thanks everybody out there for hanging around and listening to this episode. Be sure to tip your bartender on the way out. And if you've got a bartender that's working in your car while you're listening to this, or in your kitchen while you're on the sofa listening to this, or at your job, what are you doing for a living? I want to know. Until next week, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.